Actually, building PCs is kind of hard. If you're a newbie, if you're wanting to get into PC building, this thing can be kind of daunting to just start out of nowhere. If you're a console gamer, if you've never played on a PC, never even built a PC of your own, it can be kind of difficult. And I've always thought this was just, people just being uneducated on PC parts and really not doing their research. But until I recently got a camera and was looking for a camera upgrade and just, something that would be a little bit better than my iPhone. Hopefully it looks better, guys. That's where I've been at. I've been working on this camera. When I finally decided to upgrade and get a camera, it really made me realize how difficult getting the right hardware can be for people. And it made me realize people's struggles with buying PCs. I mean, I get it now, guys. I get it. I looked at camera hardware and camera things for like 10 hours straight, and I still didn't know exactly what would be right. And it's just kind of crazy because it's like these companies make products that are purposefully nerfed, purposefully don't have everything you need, not only for cameras, but also for PC hardware. If we're thinking about graphics cards, sure, it's within your performance range, but then it doesn't have enough VRAM, as for example, or enough memory bandwidth. And today, I'm just going to talk about how picking a PC and buying a PC part actually can be kind of difficult. How do people mess up on building PCs? Why is it so complicated? Well, number one, there's a lot of different PC parts that go into a build. I've seen so much people fall victim to the PC building trap. Here is an example. We have a gaming PC on Amazon, and it's Ryzen 5600G. And yes, that's an integrated GPU, CPU. So it doesn't even have a graphics card. There's literally no graphics card here, but it's touted as a gaming PC. But these integrated graphics are slower than like a 1050 Ti, guys. This thing will not be able to run for nothing, man. Literally, modern laptop graphics, integrated laptop graphics are better than this. And it's $500. Sure, it's not like super expensive, but $500 can be a lot to people. On the used market, you can easily get a PC with a discrete gaming GPU, and actually on the new market you can. But yeah, if somebody ended up buying this, they basically just waste $500 unless they want to throw another, $200 to $300 for a GPU. Now there is one that's like $1,000 and it has a 4060 Ti. That's double the price, but hey, it's going to be more than double the performance. What I wanted to talk about is this. This would be the better pick, right? We have an RX 580. It's Intel 10th gen. I think it's i3, but still, the i3 is going to keep up with this RX 580. It's going to be like 4 or 5 times more performance than that 5600G. And actually, it's $40 less too. So guys, make sure you're doing picking the right decisions. Do your research. Don't rush into any purchases, right? I kind of rushed into buying some lenses for my camera. I bought one lens and I thought it would just be like everything I need. Turns out it wasn't, so I just dropped extra cash for a new one. If you don't have extra cash, that's going to be a little bit hard to do. And actually, PCs, they are modular, but if you buy one GPU, you can't just buy another GPU for a different game. Swap them out game to game. That would be really kind of weird. With a camera, you can swap out lenses. But yeah, don't fall victim to this trap. There's different websites you can use to pick out PCs and build PCs. You can use PC Part Picker to choose a balanced PC. And this will just make sure your PC is compatible with itself. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's like good value or it's a balanced build. But yeah, just searches like modern prices, like up-to-date prices for CPUs and GPUs and actually every part of your PC. And you can just click add. And then yeah, CPU cooler. You can only pick CPU coolers now that are compatible. And yeah, that would be a really bad choice there with a $90 CPU and a $130 cooler. But hey, it lets you do it. Also, if you have any questions about PC building, just drop some in the comments. I will probably get to it at some point and I can answer questions. And if you really want more in-depth PC knowledge and PC kind of expertise, I mean, I don't want to say that I'm like a master expert, but I built over 50 PCs. I build PCs every week. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask me. And if you really want to talk to me one-on-one, join the Discord, which you can do by becoming a member. You can sign up for $1 a month. And then you can talk to me over chat. And if you sign up for the higher tiers, you can actually video call me whenever we can set up a time, and it's actually a pretty good deal if you want to become a member for that. So Storytime, I buy this camera. I buy the ZV-E10. I got a deal. I got it for $500 on eBay. It's basically new. And, you know, but I did so much research. I'm like, which camera do I need? Should I go get an older, like higher end camera, kind of like something like a 1080 Ti now? Like if you want to get something older, but higher end. But like all those cameras didn't have any good video features. And like, I'm like, well, I want like 4K 60 and this camera doesn't have 4K 60. And, you know, I was kind of struggling with what to choose, but you're just going to have to make compromises sometime when you have a limited budget. $500 for a camera is almost unheard of. Usually you're going to be paying $800, $900, $1,000 for like a mid-range to low-end camera these days. So I got a really good deal for this, but it kind of reminds me of the graphics card market. Like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If you go at the bottom end, if you buy a 4060, you only have 8 gigabytes of VRAM. You're probably gonna have to upgrade soon, and you're gonna be a laughing stock on the sub forums. And then if you go all the way up to a 4090, you're really just blowing your money, setting it on fire. And sure, you're getting a lot of performance, but at what cost? In a few months, a 5090 will be out and destroy your GPU. And it's kind of the same here. Like I would never buy a $3,000 camera because those features will probably be coming to a $2,000 camera next year. Like it doesn't make sense. So, it just kind of got me thinking, and then like I had to do so much research on this camera. They are not clear at all. If you know anything about monitor specs, cameras are kind of like that, where they'll tell you like a few of the details and you're like, okay, but like what about like its HDMI bandwidth? What about like its color space? And like you have to do more digging for that. And it's super difficult, guys. And don't even get me started on lenses. I picked up a Sony 55mm lens, a Zest lens, and apparently this one's like really good. I got that for $350. And the one I'm filming on now is a Sigma 16mm. It's like supposed to be one of the best for talking head videos, kind of what we're doing now. But yeah, didn't want to get too much in detail about that. Just like, hear these names like Sigma, what's 16mm, what is f1.4? Like I had to learn all these things, and it's not really clear when you buy a camera that all these other things are discrete, and you really have to invest in a platform. And then like, I just looked up mirrorless camera, which is the modern architecture of a camera. And then it's weird. Like you see like, okay, here's $1,000 camera. Here's a $3,500 camera. Here's a $300 camera. They look the same, don't they? Doesn't this $1,200 camera and this $300, they look the exact same almost. Like what's the difference? And like, you have to go look, and then it's not only about like megapixels and like frame rate, because like you can get a whole completely different picture on one camera than the other, regardless of the frame rate and the megapixels. Actually, I was looking, and the camera I got versus like the GigaChat version of my camera, it has less megapixels than mine. It has like 12 or something like that. This is a cool website called Camera Decisions, or no, this is Artings. Artings is awesome. Really good. But yeah, like it has more megapixels, but it's like $3,000 and it does better. Like it, even though it has like technically like less megapixels, it doesn't matter. Like it just performs better. So I'm like, why is that a thing? And it's because it's like a full frame sensor. I'm like, well, mine's not a full frame. And I had to do all this research, guys. And I still don't even understand all this stuff. But yeah, I had to do all this research for my camera. My camera's not a full frame. What's a full frame camera? There's these other cameras with less megapixels than mine, but they cost triple the price and they perform better somehow. They have better color, like 10-bit, 12-bit. Does it matter? And no one provides like clear details on these things. Like I watch a lot of YouTube videos and they're like, well, I think this one looks better, but I don't know, you could go either way. And it's not really clear with, you know, PCs. You have a graphics card like the 4080, and you can go on Tech Power up here and you can look, okay, the 4080 costs this amount of money. It gives me this amount of FPS. It's this amount faster. And yeah, I guess I'll pay this much more money for it. You know, you can make a case for VRAM, you can make a case for ray tracing, but for the most part, you know how much something should cost based on its inherent performance to value. With cameras, it's just weird. It's just all your eyesight. And it's all just like, well, this one, you know, focus is better. This one has a certain amount of colors. and I like the look of this one, so I'm gonna pay $4,000 like just for a camera. And it's just kind of weird to see that, and it made me so confused. Like I was just like, what do I choose? I was having anxiety. Well, not really anxiety, but like, you know, I didn't want to have buyer's remorse about what I chose. And I understand now that people feel that way about PCs. They're like, do I get the Ryzen 5, the Ryzen 9, the Intel i5 Ultra 9? I want to be future-proofed, like all these things, but really when it comes down to it for cameras, when it comes down to it for PCs, you buy what you need now. You buy what you can afford now and what will get you through now, right? And you can always upgrade in the future. This is tech, guys, and tech goes down in value over time because manufacturing cost goes down. We get better silicon technology, all these things. So there's really no reason to overspend now when you can upgrade later. And also, you know, we live in a time where the secondhand market is just amazing, not only to buy off of, but to sell. You can sell off eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and if you buy things used, you can usually get most of their value back as long as you don't wait too long. So that's just my little rant on this, guys. Like if you look up a CPU, if you're a PC gamer and you want to get into, you know, you're like, what CPU should I buy? Well, we have a Ryzen 8, $500. Intel i9 3260. Somebody would be looking at that and be like, or that's a Ryzen 7, sorry. I know about PC parts, guys. I'm just making a case. Like I'm looking at this like somebody that doesn't know PC parts. They just type in CPU, they see a Ryzen 7 and then it's 460. And then they see an Intel Core i9 and they're like, wow, I'll just go with the i9. It's the i9, right? Well, that's 11th gen. This is like a 7800X 3D. That's way faster in gaming. And so that's why it costs more. But like, you know, a regular person wouldn't understand that. Just how we look at a camera here. This one's $300 and this one's $1,200, right? They look the same. They both shoot 4K. Why wouldn't you just get this one? Well, it's because this one's going to be full frame. This one's going to give you much better background blur and image quality and stabilization, all those things that I didn't understand just a week ago. And like somebody that's buying a CPU, they aren't necessarily going to understand that one's just going to perform faster, use less power, all those things. With computer parts, I'm going to be honest, it's a little bit more straightforward. At least to me, it seems easier to understand. And it's real bad with GPUs, but it's real bad. Like $7,000 for this. It's like, wait, that looks basic compared to this. I would just get the $850 one. Well, no noob is going to buy this card, but you get what I mean. It's just, these hardware vendors have to do better with naming their products and making it clear what the specs are and what they can perform like. I'm sick of it, you know, Ultra U9 2065K, like no. Ryzen AI Max to the limit CPU. Just stop with this. You're confusing customers, okay? It's really bad when I'm a PC hardware nerd. I look at this stuff daily and I can't figure out what product your new architecture is and what kind of cores it has. It's horrible, guys. That's my rant on this. If, you know, you're getting into PC gaming, guys, if you want to just build a PC this Christmas and you don't want to have stress, you don't want to have buyer's remorse, go ahead and drop a comment for me. Ask me any questions you have. Become a member and join my Discord. And let's get talking. Let's start a discussion about what PC you might want for your performance level. And, you know, let's just get a purchase that makes you happy and you don't regret. If you got to spend a little bit more money to be sure that you aren't going to regret your purchase, go ahead and do that. And you're going to have a great experience. So that's my rant on this, guys. Hardware is confusing, especially camera hardware. And I finally get why people are confused when they're buying a PC and why they find it scary. And, you know, guys, I get why people buy pre-builts now. I do. If I could buy a camera system that they'd figured all this stuff out for me, it would have been a lot easier. It really would have. I'm not the kind of person to do that, but I would have been very tempted during this process. But let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you like this new camera quality. I do have new lighting on the way. I'm kind of have makeshift lighting right now, so hopefully it's not too wonky there. But what do you think? Have you ever been confused when you're buying a PC? Have you ever been unsure? And did you ever regret a purchase? I know that I've read a few purchases.
He's on deck from GPUs to CPUs, he knows it all. No question too big, no detail too small. He's got the knowledge, he's got the skill. When he drops his take, the haters stand still.